The man is waiting for the subway, but what he waited for was a runaway subway. Just as everyone was still puzzled, the man quickly ran towards the subway. He jumped off the platform and disappeared instantly as he ran at high speed. As the subway passengers were panicking, the man appeared outside the window. He quickly ran to the next station and prepared to catch it with both hands. When the subway arrived, the man still taken away by it. The man was clings to front of subway, startles the driver. Next, the man flipped his body, but the strong resistance prevented him from moving. But the next second, the man broke free from the resistance, jumped off the subway, and ran forward, under the shocked gaze of the driver. The man ran to the terminal station. The passengers around were all surprised about where he came from. However, the man broke the fire hydrant, pulled out the hoses inside, and wrapped them around the columns on both sides. He hadn't even rested for a while before the subway was about to arrive, so he quickly ran behind the pipe, ready once again to stop it with his hands. Soon, the subway rushed towards him quickly, but fortunately, the water pipe stopped it. The man looked at the driver who was pressed against the glass, indicating that he had succeeded. But the next second, the subway was bounced back. The passengers looked at the tunnel in shock and then turned to look at the man, at a loss for what to do, could only hurry to leave the scene. He put on his hat, wrapped his clothes tightly, and tried to disguise himself. However, all of this was still caught on the camera. The next day, the man went to work but found that his colleagues were all gathered around the TV. It is actually reporting what he did last night. The man hurriedly urged his colleagues to go to work, but they continued discussing. At this moment, a woman pulled him aside, and he thought that the woman had discovered him. However, the woman just wants to have dinner with him. At that moment, the CEO of the tech giant stated that they were looking for that hero. At night, when the man was on the bus for date, a dog barked at him. He suddenly started to have a headache. With the sound of barking dog, he heard a woman saying she was looking for him. He thought it was caused by the radio being too loud. His mind was filled with the sound of a woman's voice, to the point that he bent the railing in pain. The driver had to stop and let him down, while the woman told him to follow the voice in his head to find her. Not long after, the man arrived at the foot of the tech company's building.